The main event, of course, is Haney-Garcia.
Yes.
So much going on with Ryan. There's like has he subverted us media types well, played us for a fool, playing chess to our checkers, or is the young man not well? Well, how have you read into Ryan Garcia? How do you read into this fight tonight?
I read into Ryan Garcia as he used self-sabotaging as a promoting tool. And I truly believe that if you are promoting a fight by using self-sabotaging, I feel as though you should be fined. I feel as though you shouldn't be allowed to promote in that way. You shouldn't be allowed to smoke. You shouldn't be allowed to be seen at a club a week before a fight like this. You shouldn't be allowed. They have to start putting a certain type of limit on this, because you got fighters like Ryan Garcia. He has millions of kids looking up to him. So for me to expect Destiny to owe him some form of victory, it's hard for me to believe that when I'm watching DEVIN Haney do everything right. I'm watching DEVIN Haney sacrifice, run Charleston Mountains early in the morning, do whatever his dad tell him. The guys he's sparring is letting me know that the man is training extremely hard, that he's reminding them of how Floyd Mayweather used to train. You can't go against those odds of someone doing everything right and they're promoting everything the right way and the clean way. Then you have someone else that's promoting by using self-sabotaging exercise. It's just tough, man. But Ryan, it's a damn good fighter. He's extremely fast. He's talented. He's a walking marketing tool. Everything. He got all the attributes. I just don't understand this self-sabotaging, crazy thing, telling people to suck his. It's insane, man. But that's where we at. And you can't forget that Ryan is coming from TikTok and YouTube and the social media world with this.
Yep.
Devin is coming from a development boxing legacy.
Roy Jones, Mike McCallum,
Yes.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, he's coming from that.
Since a kid.
So they promotion, and at this point of their career, it would be different because they're coming from different sources. Devin is coming from wanting to be the best, and Ryan is coming from wanting to be popular. And you can see it. You can see it. And it's a shame to me, because Ryan is just as good as any of them. But he got to focus and he got to be on point, and it's just unfortunate that he's using self-sabotaging as a way to market himself. Because in one fight, he's literally just turned everything around about his whole image and everything. And he's fine with that. What's real ironic, I was telling my lady this earlier, Kate, that
Shout out to Kate Abdo.
Shout out to my baby Kate Abdo, the love of my life, that his father's right next to him while this stuff is going on. So it's not like, usually when people act like this, the first thing someone would say is, man, he needs somebody next to him that's going to tell him what to do, the right things. Well, if his dad can't tell him the right things and tell him what to do, who the hell is?
He did at least try to tell him not to take that bet.
He did. Okay.
At least.
It's crazy, man. Then he didn't make weight, and with him not making the weight is funny to me, because I truly believe the whole camp he knew he wasn't going to make the weight. I truly believe that he knew that extra 3 to 4 pounds, whatever it was, couldn't come off of him. And he's fine with giving up 1.6 or whatever the number is or whatever, because he's just in a state of mind, to me, that for a fighter of this level, I've never seen no one do the things he's doing, acting the way he's acting. Usually fighters are zoned in, they dialed in on the task at hand, and he has the best opponent in front of him that he's ever fought besides Tank. And arguably, someone would say that there's some people that think Haney is better than Tank.
Yeah.
So that's subjective. You can't even, just say he's fighting the best.
Until they fight each other.
Until they fight each other.
Right.
So it's just tough, man. At the end of all of my opinions, though, I just want everybody on this card to go in here tonight and protect themselves, be defensively responsible.
Yeah.
If you've been drilling, go in here and take your floor work and put it in the ring, and provide for your family, man, and just try to do the right thing, because that's what this shit all about. Because the window is very small. Like, Ryan is here right now, but it's going to be time for him to retire, and God knows when. And this window is very small, so he may look back. I hope it doesn't. He may look back on these moments and say, I went too far right there. I shouldn't have did that.
Right.
Because self-sabotaging shouldn't be allowed as promoting. There has to be a limit for this shit. Like, it just has to be a limit. Like, whatever happened to the good old days when people just crash people press conference and get in their face? Whatever happened to the good old days where people would put their opponent on a heavy bag or a speed bag and talk to them? Whatever happened to days when people would pop up where their opponent's having lunch at? Whatever happened to those? But now, like, we promote them by acting like we don't care about the most important time in our life. We're acting like we're busy smoking, even though we're fighting for one of the best titles in history of sport. Like, it's hard for someone that's in tune into logic as much as I am to understand these kind of antics. But I want to say Ryan knows what he's doing, but I really don't think he knows what he's doing. Even if he wins tonight, I don't think it's a good thing. Why? Because he has so many kids looking up to him. So now the kids that's looking up to him is going to say, Ryan did that, I could possibly do that to promote myself. Like, it's just
that's
sad
how you get over.
Right. I don't know if you know this. I was telling my son and Kate this the other night. I remember the time that I seen Floyd Mayweather, who was it? It was Victor Ortiz at the weigh-in. He choked him.
Choked him, yeah.
Ever since Floyd did that, you've seen nothing but fighters, young fighters that look up to Floyd, all of a sudden they start choking their guys at the... This is how identity crisis run deep in boxing, especially with younger fighters. If they look up to a fighter and they fighter do something that they think is cool, even if it's unruly, they'll do it because they're trying to be like people that they're not in a way. Like, you know what I mean? Floyd did that, and that was Floyd. Floyd didn't watch nobody do that. We have to get into a room where we allow people to be who they want to be, and we're comfortable with being who we're being. I used the Floyd and Ortiz example because after Floyd choked Ortiz, it seemed like every fighter thinks it's cool to just go like this to your opponent right there.
Right. Ryan
is doing this self-sabotaging thing that's promoting. If he wins this tonight and it goes his way, is it a good thing? Yeah, because I guess he's victorious. But next, you're going to have other young fighters kind of like doing these antics, man. So, you know, it's tough, man. It's tough.
How do you know, talking about you're a man of logic, so what do you, in your opinion, is the logical conclusion to this fight? How do you think it ends?
I'm going with Haney. Unanimous decision, possibly late stoppage. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan did something stupid, like hit him low just to get out of the fight, bite his ears. There's just no telling, man.
He's been quoted as saying he might do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So no telling. And I've seen Devin. Devin and his father, in my opinion, they've handled everything right. Devin have done the training. Devin have sacrificed. Devin, in my opinion, he has the best resume out of all those guys in his weight class. He fought the Lomachinkos. He fought those. So it's almost like destiny to me owes Devin tonight victory. If you don't do the right thing when no one's watching, I don't think destiny really repays you victory. Anybody could do the right thing when somebody is watching. And I've never seen Derrick James disconnected from a fighter during a fight. And he's a humble dude.
Yeah.
I love Derrick James. I probably spoke great on your channel. Like, I'm very big. He's like one of the big pros in this thing. But it's almost like you got top quality trainers like Derrick James that have to sit next to the self-sabotaging acts. Like, you know what I mean? It's a bit sad because it come across like what Derrick James represent in this fight game, that's what Ryan Garcia is representing. So, you know what I mean?
Derrick was like 9-10-0 and had to fight someone like Joe Lipsy, who was fighting Bernard Hopkins.
Bro,
I was watching that fight like, why was Derrick even in this fight this early in his career?
Why was he even in that fight? And then
he did his thing.
And did his thing.
Until he hit the 8th round, where he probably had never been before in only 9 or 10.
And you can't forget, he didn't even have 10 fights then. So that was new territory for him being in at that level and in the 8th, 9th round.
Yeah.
And he did what he can do. So you always got to respect him. But what Ryan Garcia is doing is not a representation of the great trainer Derrick James is.
We come from the 90s era where it was the era he fought in was just it's night and day from what Ryan's doing right now.
Right now, right. Yes. But I don't want this to come across like I'm just talking bad about Ryan, but I'm talking about what I'm seeing.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is not gossip. This is just me talking about what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing, I wouldn't bet a dime on somebody that's acting like this. He's acting worse than... People thought Mike Tyson was crazy just because he said he wanted to eat someone's kids. And he was just verbally describing what he wanted to do to his opponents by saying something that was extremely vulgar. If Mike Tyson was crazy and they said everything about Mike Tyson, who's a real killer and come from killer background, what the fuck is Ryan doing? Like, what is this? It doesn't even match his background. It doesn't even match. I thought TikTok and YouTube and the social media stuff was about a kid being happy and a kid's just doing stuff for clout. And, well, matter of fact, here it is. He is doing it for clout, and it's working.
But best case scenario is he's doing something they say called culture jamming. You're subverting the media to push across a bigger message that's kind of going over everyone's head. And so, you know, maybe that, but ultimately, I know you got Devin winning the fight, Malik.
Absolutely. I got Devin winning by unanimous decision, late stoppage. Ryan may do something stupid. There's no telling, man. But I definitely got Devin winning. And I got Devin winning because destiny owes him victory.
So that brings me to the big Sunday morning question that, you know, should Haney win is inevitable. Haney and Tank, I feel like it's starting to become conference
Ryan
fans.
actually, if I was Devin, I wouldn't say nothing to Ryan after beating him. I wouldn't shake his hand after beating him because Ryan has put Devin in a very, very selfish place in this fight. Because if Ryan wins the fight, they're going to say, Devin lost to Ryan. If Devin beats Ryan, they're going to say, well, he just ought to beat Ryan. Ryan was out smoking and drinking and everything. So either way, Devin is in a tough position. But what's even more credible to Devin is he hasn't let none of that distract him. He hasn't got discouraged. He's been in the gym. He's been doing all his media. He's been doing everything asked of him. But it's just, I hate the position Ryan has put him in. It almost like it tarnishes anything good Devin does in a fight.
Well, if he wins a decision like you're saying, there's a lot of people who will, you couldn't knock him out.
There
Tank
you go.
knocked him out when he was undefeated
Yes.
and focused.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even if he win a decision, they're going to say, well, shit, he went 12 rounds with Haney-Garcia. That wasn't even 100%. That came in overweight. That blah, 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 blah. You know how humans are, man. It's just crazy.
So, you know, that brings me